Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, to the finale of Asrnz's Race of Champions series. Obviously, proudly brought to you and broadcast by Matchbit Entertainment and supported by the good people at Race Command, keeping all these servers and this series running smoothly. We are at Watkins Glen, round 8, like I mentioned, the finale, and I'm Davo, and I've got J-Man and Rusty Shackford, as usual, calling it with me tonight. How you doing, boys?
Yeah, good, Davo. Welcome, Rusty. Welcome, Davo. Welcome, viewers. How are you, Rusty?
Very
Davo?
good. Very good. Thanks, boys. Yeah, great to be here. The Glen, back at the Glen. Hot dogs, hamburgers, big
Ah,
pictures of Budweiser and the
yeah,
Glen.
and
Where
plenty
else
of
would you want to be on
bogans.
Thursday?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, good stuff, as you
100%.
mentioned. Yeah, final round, boys. Geez, what are we going to do next Thursday, lads? We'll have to conjure up something. No, hey, looking forward to this one, boys. This is obviously the final one. I think they've kept it a really, really good circuit for last. And the other thing to mention too, guys, is I'm sure you're both well aware by now, it is very much an Audi, Mercedes, Maserati fest with
Yeah.
just one shot of KTM in there.
Yeah, I had a little drive here a few days ago, J-Man. Took the KTM, and I was lucky enough that a couple of the breakfast crew guys were on track doing a little bit of team practice, JB and Enright. I stayed out of their way and just had a quick watch of what they were doing. And it was from that I surmised actually a little bit of inside baseball for you. It was from that moment that I realised that JB would be going for the win today.
In the Audi.
That's where I made my decision. Yeah, when I was looking at his times, and look, I was a good 1.5 seconds behind him in the KTM, and I felt like I was really horsing it. I felt like I was really giving it some stick. So I thought, okay, well, the Audi's going to be very competitive here today. So JB's in good hands, but obviously, Vic Chan currently leading the championship. The really interesting battle for me, guys, is the Arrowsmith-Carter battle, which I'm sure we'll get into, but also a flow-on from that, the Arrowsmith versus Foddo battle in the championship when all things are adjusted for. So there's a lot to play out here tonight.
And do you think mathematically, when we do go to that is Foddo mathematically still a chance? We've talked about Vic Ham with 1 or 2 hands on the trophy, but I think what is our margin? 30? Is it 34 points? Without a count back on drop round? Are we somewhere around there?
Yeah, 130, 13.56 plays 13.12. So
yeah,
it's a decent margin. When you count in the drop round, the margin is a little bit less, but I think Foddo is probably looking at DNF territory for Chan tonight to really make a solid claim,
okay.
I think. Because even, if he takes all the positions in the field, he might still be, a couple of points behind. It's going to take something drastic.
Yeah, there you go. We had a little bit of a graphic up showing that. We'll cover that off a little bit more maybe at the end of quali here. But yeah, for me, the other one as well too is we do see the guys out there cycling. Davo, you asked me early who did I think would be the first one out. Funnily enough, it was Phil Turner. Obviously, I think that was pit selection being the first one out. But I think the next big name was the one that you called. It was the 27 car
of John McDonald.
Who Rusty just mentioned as coming into this one as a potential winner. We saw John just absolutely miss an opportunity a couple of rounds ago with a pit infringement, which took him out of the ability to maybe grab the top step of one of these things in the recent past. So can he make amends and make it to the top step here tonight? Obviously 2 30-minute races. Got a couple of quali sessions on the cards tonight here too, boys, but outside of that, for me, the big one, and I've been watching this off camera before we went live on air tonight, was the Nev Shields Steve Melling battle that we commentated and called a little bit about the previous round. Obviously, Shields getting the upper hand, but that's a 4-point swing between those two drivers for 5th and 6th. And we talk about the milestones, obviously the podiums that I guess is the benchmark. But then when we look at the likes of Nev Shields in 5th and Steve Melling in 6th, 4-point swing on the points, that covered a top 5 in this championship. it's still a special mark, you know, for those guys that not going to quite make the podium. So that one's an interesting one. I feel like at the moment Steve Melling has got the upper hand over Shields right now in the same manufacturer, if practice was anything to go by.
Yeah, he's definitely looking very strong out on track, J-Man. Lately, Never Shields has been in particularly good form as well, of course, currently running in the AM class. I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be next to his name on the totem pole, the little red badge for the AM class. I have a feeling the number crunchers may have been looking at Nev and wondering if he really is ready to make that step up to Pro-Am. So we'll just have to wait and see on that
one. He might be getting a promotion sometime soon. Yes, definitely.
Been driving incredibly well. And it's been a credit. I just want to mention too, in the driver briefing, I mentioned that it's a real credit to everyone in this league that it's probably, if not the most cleanest league, in sim racing. It's got to be one of them. It is absolutely fantastic when it comes to the respect that these drivers have for each other and the enjoyment that everyone has out on track, because as a result of that respect and giving each other room, and it's not a league where people are getting punted off every 5 or 10 seconds. So it's a credit to everyone for that. And, it's the final round. There's championship positions to play out. And it's just great that everyone made it through and made it such an interesting season with all the different car combos. So credit to everyone.
Oh, definitely. I must agree, Rusty. Look, it would be a very boring night for race stewards at Asrnz. These guys are very respectful on track, and we don't see little to no penalties throughout the series. So very, very tidy stuff, and plenty to look forward to here at Watkins for the finale, round 8. In Asrnz's 2024 ROC. That is the Racer Champions. Different car, different track every week. These guys have had 8 cars to choose from over 8 weeks on different tracks. So we've seen a little bit of a strategy car selection over the series. Everybody agreeing to run the bloody Fezzer last week at Monza was awesome, guys. But again,
it was outstanding.
Oh, look, again, a super clean race. Like, we just all expected carnage in T1 and everybody in the Ferrari. But look, super clean stuff once again here at Asrnz. And awesome racing. Plenty on the cards to come. Asrnz still has their Season 2 GT3 series coming in October-ish, I think it is. We've got the Masters series still going on. Next round, July 12th, Kalami. Don't miss that. And we've also got the Asrnz Farewell series and lots of stuff going on, obviously, with ourselves.
Plenty TBA.
Plenty, and Matchfit Entertainment's got plenty going on with Rainlight Racing,
Speaking of plenty going
and Hardcore Online Gaming. What's going on, J-Man?
Well, we've only got just under 2.5 minutes left to go. And Vic Chan has posted a 45-0. I know he can go slightly into the high 44s, I believe. And then John McDonald chasing John Carter for that coveted front row off the start of this thing. So Carter in there on a 45-2, McDonald 45-3, Aaron Smith 45-4. It is super, super tight.
It is super tight. It's McDonald got the pace though, J-Man. He's not. I know he's up on his delta at the moment with, like you said, the time of winding down. Has he got the pace in that Audi?
Look, by John's own admission, I think, I've been a former teammate of this guy. He'll often comment that, qualifying's not his forte. He's much more of a tactical statistician when it comes to his racing. So often can't quite find those couple of tenths to turn the car on in a quali. Very much practices and race simulation. So, look, if he's there or thereabouts, I think he's got something, certainly for Carter. Has he got enough for Chan? We know what Chan does with fresh air. And in the meantime, we're forgetting about Forodo, who is certainly going to throw his name in the hat here.
Oh, got some news on him, and I got a little bit more news on the others as well. So Fodordo had a very fast equipment change before tonight.
Oh,
about
okay,
10 minutes.
Here we go.
Yeah. Look, about 10 minutes before qualifying, had to switch out his monitor. So driving on it with a completely different view aspect tonight. He mentioned that he feels like he's sitting so far away from the screen. So these are the types of things that can happen with late equipment changes.
44,995 up top. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, McDonald,
right. So,
McDonald just sneaking in there. 44,995 for Chan and McDonald pipping Carter. But yeah, like you just mentioned there, Stewie, it's the slightest of changes and distractions in your rig. You know, you're instantly out of your comfy zone, aren't you? You know, like it can be the slightest of things. So
Melling coming round final turn 2, lads, to challenge Nev for that 9th spot. Obviously, he tags the wall big, but carries on with it.
He's still got a little bit of time up his sleeve.
Oh, it's just missed the mark. 46.440.
He's got another lap, J-Man, though. He's got...
He has. Just got across the line.
Just got across the line with 5 seconds to go.
Where's Shield?
McDonald up on his time. Jarkus up on his time. Shields up on his time with Melling
Shields get across
responding.
the line in time.
Yeah, he's valid.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, he's showing valid. He's in front of Melling, I think.
Okay. No, he's behind
no, he's
Melling.
not. So, geez, that must have been close, J-Man.
It must have been tight.
Point.
Chan's given it away on a 44.9. He's happy with that. JB's pressed on. He's about a 10.5 to 2 tenths down. This will be his final run up this. Yep. Carter's half a second down.
I just wonder whether... Just watch McDonald's car. I reckon he'll come in for a practice pit stop here.
He's pressed on.
Special mention, John Carter. The stellar form we've seen recently in that 559 car has continued, guys. Qualifying so far provisionally P3 with his championship rival, Stu Arrowsmith, only 2 tenths behind in P4. So that's going to be an interesting battle. We'll see how that develops throughout the night.
100%. Yeah, good call, Rusty. And a practice pit entry there at the end of Carter's qualifying session too. So well played there. It's the little things. Big welcome back to Aaron Enright.
Yeah, I was just going to make mention of that. Welcome back in 5th place in qualifying. So didn't take him long to shake the dust off. Yep.
Oh, nothing at all for Aaron. Shieldsy.
No mucking around from Aaron, as usual. Look, when we have seen him on track, well in form, ladies and gentlemen, as we see the last of the cars, Nev Shields across the line, and we will start to talk about points, boys.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, and a worthy conversation, and especially given what we've just witnessed there with that qualifying session. Obviously, Vic Chan basically signing off, or cracking off where he signed off last week, up there with a pole on a 44.9, and respectively, he is in first position. As we mentioned, there is a drop round situation to count back. It's a little tighter, I think Rusty said, on a count back. However, the margins, given that we have only got 13 drivers out there on track tonight, says that it'd probably take something dramatic to see Shane Fodordo steal that position away from him. So Shane Fodordo in second, 1,312 points. But that next battle, like you said, Rusty, Stewie Arrowsmith, John Carter, once again, is this 3 weeks in a row that they have shared the points for 3rd and 4th? I believe it is. So obviously a little bit to play out there with a count back and a drop round. So that's going to obviously play out. And we viewers.
But that's that's 3rd position, isn't it?
It is 3rd position. So there's a lot on the line for that. And then, but also, there's a lot of pride at stake for Nev Shields and Steve Melling, who just qualified P9 and P10, and they were the smallest of margins separated on their qualifying time. So that battle's going to go on. No Vaughan Martin tonight. Apologies for Vaughan. He's just, he's just been absolutely hammered with back injuries and massive workload at the moment. So, thing to him, Phil Turner in there, he is certainly battling it out with the likes of Kenny Simpson and co. There's a bit of margin there, so I think he should be pretty safe there to come home in the top 10, barring disaster. So that rounds out the 10. We obviously lost Rees pretty early in the series there. He hasn't made the final for last 4 races or last 2 rounds. So Scotty Rivers digging deep and finishing out the series strong as well. So he's currently sitting there P14. And good to see Damian Jones back. He's currently P13. So it'll be a good night here tonight at Watkins Glen, aka the boot version, the full version. I think, had some really good racing here the last ROC myself, actually, with Mr. Mark Mudgeway. Quite a memorable night for myself, actually, because I was on the trot. I think I was 6 on the trot. Mudgy had it all but done, and then 2 corners to go. Absolutely wicked it up and gave it away. So,
oh no!
Look, I knew this was going to come up.
I just had to, mate. But
it's like when we get
Asrnz folklore
if we get the farmer in the box and we even look like a triple race round, he's on it as well. So these boys, look,
Asrnz war stories,
ladies and gentlemen. True legends in the comms box here, guys. Obviously, Gleno. Just should I say J-Man, multiple ROC champion there, my friend. Nice work.
Yeah,
you must be champing at the bit when you're watching this stuff.
Oh, look, it's a different time. There's different drivers in there now, so it would have been a big challenge. I think at some point, mate, maybe I get a hall pass to go and race these boys in one of these things one day, but not at the minute. There's a job at hand, so
it's like winning the Masters. You get an invitation. Look, if you're in town next year, just show up. We'll sort you out.
Yeah. As the boys roll away for the formation lap, guys.
We all know the security's lax at these events. You know, we've had wooden imps sneaking into the production van and stealing the Swiss chocolate from the guys who work out there at various points of the season. So pretty much if you show up, I'm pretty sure the wardens will just wave you on through. You'll be right.
Absolutely. So, hey, look, bit of war paint out there tonight. There's a little bit of a theme. Obviously, I expected it from McDonald. Obviously, rocking the Warbird theme on that car of his. But also, I did pick up that I think it was... Who was the other car? Was it Nev Shields? Hang on. Let's have a quick look here, guys. Might have been Shieldsy, actually. One of the other cars. No, it wasn't Shields. It's Scotty Rivers in the Audi. Rocking a bit of a camo theme as well. So we've got our work cut out for us tonight, boys, with these paint schemes. But nonetheless, we've got the data to make sure we're relatively accurate as we see a lot of tyre weaving. So what's the temps out there, Rusty? What are we looking at?
Not sure. It's I think it's 5 o'clock in the house. Yep.
Okay,
Optimum,
so 23 ambient, 28 track. I wouldn't have thought tyres would be too bad. Yeah, it'd be pretty good, pretty favourable.
I was just going to suggest, we all know how this tends to work out lap 1 here at the bus stop. I would suggest that if you wanted, the metagame camouflage here at Watkins Glen, you should dress your car up in what looks like twisted metal wreck, and then that way you'll really blend in. Like no one will even know that you're there. So, lap 1, the bus stop chicane. It's one of those places where you pucker.
Well, it's when you're racing here, isn't it?
It's worse. It's so much worse. Yeah. It's so much worse
because you go so much space.
Oh, but there's usually like 10 cars all slipstreaming each other as well for that length of time, and then no one really knows where to brake for it the first lap.
Oh, look, I love it. I just see the guys on the left running up towards it and get the left-hand wheels out on the grass. They can't stop, they can't turn, and they just sail straight through on the left hand of all the barriers.
Yeah.
If they can, and just sail on through the whole thing.
And then you got some cars that are sprung a little stiffer than others, say, and they hit that first right-hander, J-Man, into the bus stop, and they go bouncing sideways in front of you, and the people are understeering into that second, into the left-hander, and they, I can't get hold of it, and hitting the grass, and there's all sorts of things going on down there.
Yeah.
I tell you what I've really enjoyed, viewers, and you two blokes up here in the booth this season with the ROC and these cars. It's just the spectacle of these cars. I mean, you look at that, the front row, that Aston Martin,
here we go, guys. The guys
Audi of John's and the Maserati of Vic's look spectacular. Very aggressive looking stance on both those cars.
Oh, the Audi's a peach, isn't it? It looks like if you asked a Japanese designer, make me a German touring car,
Yep.
That's what he'd come up with.
It almost looks like something that Ken Block or Travis Pastrana would drive, you know?
Yeah.
Very Jim Carter.
A lot of flash on it.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us again here for Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions Series. This is the finale. It is at Watkins Glen. It's round 8. It's J-Man and Davo and Rusty Shackelford calling it for you. And we do have a green light and a good jump.
Jump on the outside from McDonald.
Oh, yeah, and Carter as well. J-Man on the inside. Oh, down the inside. Who's that? Lucas Saar just takes Sharks.
Got to lift to get pinched here.
Woo.
Do not want to get pinched here.
Super close.
McDonald out those marbles.
Oh, but yeah, Chan will be out wide. Have to be careful of the wall there. Oh, and who's that up the inside? Is that?
That's Asrnz. That's Asrnz, and that's Carter just tucked in behind, and Asrnz going, it's mine.
McDonald doesn't give that up easy. He wants to go with Chan here. Everybody through the bus stop looks relatively safely, boys.
Very clean.
So there you go. First time through. You called it, Rusty. It's a little tricky knowing what to do first time up in the train, but they all managed that really, really well.
Critical here for JB to hang on to the back of Vic Chan. We all know that Audi does take a couple of 2-3 laps to really get into its window, doesn't it? So there's a critical laps here.
So a great start there from Stewie Arrowsmith. Popped himself up just ahead of John Carter. And we're going to mention probably several times tonight about the importance of that battle, given that they are level pegging on the points before a count back or a drop round situation. So McDonald bridging the gap a little bit, boys, towards the boot.
Yeah, look at Arrowsmith, though, really pressuring McDonald there.
Looks like the Audi's a lot stronger going under brakes, coming into these slow corners. It looks like it's really settled early. Gets good drive out, but not as much as the Mazzo.
So lap 1, guys, coming through the final corner is Vic Chan, John McDonald, Stu Arrowsmith, John Carter. Oh, who's that just sneaking in there? That was Frodo into the pit lane.
Okay, so Frodo takes his early compulsory very, very quickly.
That's very early. That is very early.
So,
end lap 1. Oh, who's that? Enright and Saar.
Oh, that's Sharks off.
That's Sharks off. Let's get a quickie on that.
Oh, the polystyrene flying everywhere, boys.
I think Enright's a victim as well.
Yeah, well, so I think
McDonald challenging.
Oh, it might have been Enright taking, trying to take Sharks, or Enright trying to take Sharks, should I say? Yes, sorry, John McDonald.
Yeah, look, straight up, I'm going to say it. I said it last week with somebody else with the way that these guys, with a compulsory pit stop, McDonald's got car pace right now.
He does.
So I'm saying with such a small field and the field so tightly bunched, the only other car that's going to come into a factor if he takes a pit stop now is the 585 car of Shane Frodo.
Yeah.
But I think John McDonald's been held up here. He needs to get in and let that thing eat some fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the difficulty here for JB is that Maserati is quite strong on the straights. JB has that Audi has it all over the Maserati in terms of braking performance, though.
Yep.
And its corner entry speed is really phenomenal. But yeah, it's not fast in the right place, so it's one of those you need clear air in front situations. I agree, get it out of there.
Yeah, and as quick as it is up the hill at Watkins, there's just no space, is there, for the Audi to stretch its legs other than there. Just watching it here, McDonald.
Look, he's
running
going to
again.
shadow.
Yep.
Little rub on the wall, both Stewie.
Yep.
Yeah, Stewie and John.
Arrowsmith tucked in behind. We got Carter in 4th. Lucas Saar in 5th. Steve Melling in 6th. J-Man. Neville Shields. Who's that in the pits there? Just snuck in behind. Scotty Rivers.
Scotty Rivers and Jacques.
Now Jacques getting tangled up there at the beginning of the last lap there with Enright. So, yeah, smart move. I'd say he would have some damage. We saw that hit on the wall there, Rusty.
Oh, challenging up to the bus stop every lap. He looks so strong there. I think that's going to be his strong suit tonight.
It's a brave move at the bus stop, though, chucking it up the inside there. It really is.
He's pretty committed. I can tell you now, Shane Frodo and
5 seconds
Scotty Rivers for 5 seconds stop. Not so good. Oh, sorry, Jarkus for 5 second stop. Not so good for Scotty Rivers with an 8 second stop, 42 outright. So
okay, so Jarkus taking no repair work on that
repairs.
car. Yeah.
Oh, it's a stop go 30 for Rivers, guys.
Oh, he's just got the entry wrong there.
That's a tough pit stop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I would have thought John is such
Look at JB here at these
he's such a strategist. He's either here for the fight and wants to actually do it out on track and see if he can get this done, because the better part of me would tell me that
Chan sideways on the entry there, really tight on the exit.
McDonald's got him rattled.
Almost looked like Chan had a little bit of power oversteer there.
I think he did as he picked up the throttle, Rusty. He just looked like the car turned right into the apex, and you don't want that. You want it to run wide out to the exit. And
it's a worrying.
It's on.
It's a worrying sign. 6 minutes into the race, it's a worrying sign when you consider tyre deg.
For the Maserati, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. And you just watch the run up the hill here from that Audi. Already right on the back. Is this the lap? Is this where he gets the overlap? Looks for a switchback now.
Chan, very clever though, J-Man. Watch him cover here.
Yeah, McDonald will fake to the inside here straight away. Can he get an overlap? He's got it. He's got an overlap. Can he send it down there? Force the issue. Yes, he does.
Chan lets
really
him
well
go.
done. He's going to bring
Chan sideways with, that is Asrnz tucked in behind now. Oh, and Chan again through the bowl there.
Yep. That thing's not that comfortable. You called it the top of the stream, Rusty. You said that McDonald was here to have a crack at the top spot tonight, and you are 100% right. He's out there to win this thing.
Simpson in the pits.
100%. He did that really well too. He was patient, waited for his moment, put pressure on. It wasn't much of a mistake from Chan. It was enough to give him a good run onto that back straight. Just he stuck it there and, showed all the signs of I'm not lifting, so you better, and got it done, got it stuck, and look, he's taking it away now. He's over 1.5 seconds up the road already. So this brings Stuart Asrnz right into the clutches now as well.
That's what's making me think. Is Chan that vulnerable that Asrnz has got a crack at it as well?
Well, these are actually big points for Stu, because if he can get a podium, we're looking at his nearest rival to above him, which is Shane Foddado, currently P2 in the championship, running P10 at the moment. So,
having made us stop.
Correct.
So these are big points for Asrnz. He is a sneaky chance, I think. And
he won't want to get held up. That if like you just mentioned, J-Man, Foddado already stopped. So Asrnz won't want to get held up here in his progress, will he, at all?
Well, no, but in saying that as well, that Asrnz, obviously not the last lap, him and Vic on very, very bad laps with that pass being made and offline and stuff, dropped into the 47s and 46s. However, I've been watching Shane Foddado's laps, and last lap round was a 46.5, and I'm about to get a read on the next one. Another 46.5 and a cut lap at that, so he just hasn't got car pace, or he hasn't got the visuals in front of him, given that he's changed monitors.
Rusty just called it earlier. He has had a bit of a hardware change on his rig, and we know how much that can rattle you. And it's clearly showing already, isn't it, guys?
Oh, look, having your seat one inch further back than you normally would, that can upset your rhythm.
The slightest things.
So a whole new monitor. Yeah, a whole new monitor and a whole new way of looking at what's in front of you. It can be very discomforting.
Especially 10 minutes before the race.
Yeah, you can't prepare for that.
No,
your braking markers and everything would look different. It's a different aspect.
It just really mucks up your FOV, doesn't it? And just that whole in the zone, which you got to be definitely when you're running online e-racing. No seat of the pants here, guys. You really need to focus on what you're doing. What a battle going on. Asrnz, Chan is just sort of settled down a little bit.
Out of him, mate.
He just took 5/10 out of John McDonald that last lap. However, a little bit of a run wide.
Big run wide there, actually.
And this is where McDonald's car is very, very strong up through sector 1 here. So another one to talk about too, guys, is Steve Melling seems to have the measure over Nev Shields at the moment, and also John Carter doing a great job out of P4, 1.8 seconds behind this trio up the front. So Carter not out of this. We've still got pit stops to shake out. We've already seen a stop go 30. We've already seen a couple of stops.
We've seen 4 stops already, J-Man. Scotty Rivers. I think Scotty Rivers had
the 8-second range. So you know, there's still 3 seconds towards the good or the bad of a pit stop, and that could, you know, when I talk about 3 seconds, you could see what 3 seconds could do to the top 3 runners here.
It's quite a lot of time here at Watkins Glen, I think. It's one of those tracks where if you do fall out of slipstream range, it can be quite difficult to kind of range back up on them again.
For sure.
You really have to have, you know, good, solid, consistent pace here. So, yeah, 2-3 seconds here, it's gold. It's pure gold.
Yeah, definitely high average speed. Like you said, Rusty. But, yeah, Scotty Rivers, I think he's pitted twice already.
To do the stop go,
Damien Jones and Shane Frododo. I think Shane Frododo, the first of the pit stoppers, guys. As we wind down into the, I think we're only 10 minutes in to this half-an-hour race. It's still got a compulsory pit stop for most of the field.
Chan's just chipping away at this gap to John McDonald here. He's just slowly reeling him back in. Maybe the car's coming back to him. The track's coming back to the car.
That was what I was going to reference, boys, just before. I was just thinking, was Chan's tyre pressure, starting pressure's not picture perfect, and now the car stabilised, because both, you know, 45.7 for John McDonald, 45.5 for Vic Chan. Previous to that, Chan on a 45.3. The best lap of the race so far is John McDonald on a 45.2, so he's very nearly challenging the best lap time from John McDonald. However, just watching the attitude of the car, I really feel like, as skilled as this guy is, Chan is absolutely having to drive the wheels off this Maserati. I don't think it's super comfortable. Yeah. Maybe the spanners come out between race 1 and race 2. So
yeah,
look, had a good quality car under him, boys.
Yeah, but like you're saying, tyre pressures maybe on Chan's car, you know, like not favourable for the first few laps, but it could be vice versa for McDonald as well, couldn't it? Quite possibly. So, you know, towards the end of the race. So, yeah.
Just goes to show you the standing that Chan has here, because when he's winning, he wins 6 races in a row. We barely talk about him. The first time that he's running second and he doesn't look 100% in control, we spent 10 minutes talking about what he's done wrong. Yeah. So Vic Chan, that's the level that he's got here, right? Like, we just kind of expect him at the front. And look, I've got no doubt between race 1 and race 2, J-Man, I'm pretty sure he'll be on the spanners. He'll be working something out. He's a bit of a tinkerer, so he'll get there.
Yeah, look, he's such a character. You know, we get to obviously broadcast multiple places, and we get to see Vic Chan in other
all over
forms
the place.
Of motorsport. Yeah, and I mean, he is a guy that obviously dominates and wins a lot as well. But also, we've seen him in challenging situations elsewhere, and he certainly puts his head down and has a good crack. So he won't be phased. He won't be phased by this. He'll press on. And Lucas Sarr also, mate, in the pits.
Yeah, a little announcement on Lucas Sarr. It was made pre-race that he is uprooting and moving house, and I think moving overseas. So we may be without Lucas Sarr for a little while. I did tell him that he must be back for the next GT3 Championship because he's got a title to defend. So
is it going to be in our time zone? That's the more important thing.
That's a good call. Hey, look, if he's doing it at 8 in the morning, I race better in the morning than I do at night. So he'll probably have the wood on everyone if he's doing it at 8 in the morning.
I think most of us probably would.
McDonald just stretching that margin out again a little bit, boys, to be on that second mark. He's out to about 1.3, 1.4 seconds now. Takes a really, well, actually, both him and Chan, quite an unconventional line as they basically come into the boot and head down to the heel. They're both very, very wide in the mid phase of that corner, but it's clearly working for them given the fact that they are running in that 45 second bracket in their lap time. So clearly got the flow of those cars down through there.
Yeah, just starting to drop Stu Arrowsmith off just ever so slightly now, lap up.
And so wide.
Yeah, saw that.
Just tempting.
Very lucky to get away with that, wasn't he?
Well, that's the trouble corner. That's the corner that, if I remember correctly, this time 12 months ago was Mudgeway's corner that got him. So
Chan diving in, maybe give the tyres a chance to cool down. I do wonder how much he might have scrubbed off going sideways, a few laps earlier. So how damaged those tyres are. is probably playing a big role here in the later part of this race, the second half of this race. We know JB's generally pretty good on the tyres. He looks after them, so I don't think that that's going to be an area of too much concern for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. He is pretty accurate with the tyres. However, we have seen the guy that we call Mr. 1% make a mistake in the pits in previous rounds, or a previous round, so hopefully 9 seconds stop for Vic Chan, guys.
Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. So who else we got in the pits there? Turner, Shields, Melling's been in and out. Why is Melling still coming up on my data? Oh, he's back in.
I think it's a smart call from Vic to, if that's a damage repair, which I suspect it is, I think that's a smart call, because I feel like he was given 2 options. He could continue going around and maybe being between 1 and 2 seconds behind McDonald, or he can take a 4-second hit and really try and go for it. So he may, it depends. He's going to have to come out in front of Asrnz and Carter. That's going to be the big thing. If he clears them when he comes back out, it's race on. If he gets held up a little bit, that he could run out of laps. We'll
and there was a bit of a gap between those cars there, Rusty. You're just talking about
2 seconds, yep.
Yeah, between each of those cars, you know, like, so...
well, look, he's
it'll be interesting to watch.
Lucas Sarr on Shane Fodderdo is really spicy too, boys. That KDM is working really well here. Although I just cursed them, commentators curse straight away. But no, so
blame that one on J-Man, Lucas.
9 seconds stop and 41 seconds outright turnover. He has lost the better part of 3 odd seconds in the transition to what maybe Stewie Asrnz could do. And we're about to find out with Stewie, because he is in the lane, lads.
Okay, well, watch this space here, ladies and gentlemen, as we look. Thank you for joining us again here at Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions. It is the finale. We are at Watkins Glen, round 8, with Davo here, J-Man, and Rusty Shackelford.
Chan's on the straight now.
5 seconds stop for Stewie.
5 just exiting pit lane. It's going to be on the inside.
Look, watch this run here. Wow, this is close.
It's going to be safe, boys.
No.
Puts Chan in the fence. Thanks for coming.
Chan just like, hang on, this is mine.
That Merc's too heavy to play conkers with, I'm afraid.
So Chan getting a backhander from Asrnz as he exits the pits there in the finale at Watkins Glen here. Ladies and gentlemen, the gloves are off.
And that is for your provisional race lead after pit stops, although we do have JB, of course. And John Carter, I feel like they're both... JB may clear this. This might be good. His last lap was a 45.8.
Well, with these guys fighting like that, surely.
Yeah, JB will comfortably clear this, boys. He's been doing enough on the lap times. His last lap round was the only guy in the 45s.
Carter, on the other hand, could find himself in a battle on pit exit, I suspect.
Yeah, like 100% if he comes in and does a 5-second stop. We have seen as good as 4 seconds, boys, when they get all this right. I think 4 is the magical number.
It's pretty rare, J-Man, but it does happen.
It is pretty rare.
I think we've seen it twice in the 8 rounds.
It's the unicorn.
Yeah,
it is the unicorn, but it is doable.
It is doable.
And it's look, these high average speed tracks that you need to make it happen on. And look at Chan. He's just like, okay, it's payback. Let's go. Want a rumble?
Well, and this is the scenario we talk about. Big dives for Chan.
Absolutely. Surely he can't pull that up.
This is what I spoke about. We've got, 6 laps to go here. He's running out of laps to challenge McDonald. He really needs to get past Asrnz as soon as possible.
Well, this plays into Carter's hands. Every time those guys start trading...
And McDonald.
Track position. Look, McDonald's gone. He's comfortably, barring a pit stop malfunction, he has got this in the bag. It's his race to lose right now. However, the longer that Asrnz and Chan go to battle, the better it is for John Carter. And don't count out Aaron Enright snooping in there. He's just banking laps. Okay, they're a little bit off pace, 46.7 last lap. But look, if these guys battle it out too much,
Jones down in position. Hang on, let's try and get a
and then
replay on that.
Fordo Sa have done nothing wrong since they completed their pit stops too, boys.
Oh, so Jones just giving up a position there to Shields. They're not sure what's going on there. Maybe a little bit of readdressing going on. We will get back to the Asrnz battle. Though
up on a little traffic here as well. This could be interesting.
Yeah, so who's this coming up on?
That's Rivers. That's Rivers in the other camo car there, J-Man.
Yep.
I didn't even see him there for a second. But yeah, through the final corner here. Oh, unsighted from Chan. Oh, look at this. This is getting awkward. This is 3 wide as they run across the line.
He got the better drive there for sure.
Oh, Chan. And I got a funny feeling Asrnz was trying to readdress the little bit of elbowing before, and Chan misjudged it into T1 2 laps ago. I just think that the speed difference between those two cars. Chan in the wall, and here we go now. It is.
Well, it's all fair this time.
No, look, that's exactly right. Everything's been paid back, and it's on. It is on with 9 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus. Stu Asrnz just got out of jail, walked straight into a bank and pulled a gun out, didn't he? You know, he's paid his debt to society and then took it right back again.
Look at these two guys going at it.
I'm still saying this is playing into John Carter's hands, boys, and funnily enough, Shane Fordo, Lucas Saar will be there.
Well, we haven't talked about Shane since he pitted. Who we got left?
McDonald to the pits.
So we got Enright, Carter, and McDonald to pit. Where is Fordo? Fordo's in 6. Oh,
he's a chance to get Carter here. He is a chance to get Carter.
He's a little bit far back. Again, look, we got to give it to Shane.
He's really not, though. He's about 40 seconds behind, and it's a 38-second line-to-line pit stop.
McDonald's pit stop,
41 seconds if you're Vic Chan is what his took, so he's still in the mix, boys. McDonald, a little bit tentative on the entry.
Here we go.
Good on the block, counting the timer.
And right across the
coming
line.
Around the last corner now.
Yes, and Chan, look at how wriggly. Look at the body language between these two here. They're going to go again, side by side, across the start finish line. McDonald away. Oh.
Too deep down into turn 1, too wide. That was well done.
So
well
McDonald easily cleared. Like you suspected, J-Man.
Yeah, for me it'll be Carter.
That's like, now Chan with a lot cleaner run up through there. Still nothing for the Asrnz car.
Got to feel like it's carrying some damage now, that Maserati.
Oh,
a couple of little touches on the wall.
Well, not
couple
little.
Little taps.
There might have been a couple, but one of them was pretty heavy. So.
One was a couple of heavy taps.
Yeah.
Doesn't look slow, though, in
Vic's hands. Oh, it definitely doesn't look slow. Still, Vic Chan and Asrnz literally a whisker away from each other. Down into the boot here. Towards this really awkward right-hander. You think you've got it. It's got all the camber. Look at Chan.
Right on the bumper.
Super deep, but then the camber just disappears on the exit, and it's very taily on the way out of the...
Carter carries on for another lap, boys. 6 3/4 minutes to go. Enright still to stop also. Those are the final 2 stoppers.
Very close stuff, guys, here for the final round. This is only race 1. We got another one yet to come.
Look at how strong Chan is out of the final turn, boys.
What's this? Unsighted, though, here. Into the final corner. Oh,
a little gizzing.
A little bit of gizzing going.
Yeah, a little bit of gizzing into the final turn there, lads.
So this is the only lap in the last 3 laps that haven't been side by side coming across the line here after a little bit of gizzing. But Chan, watch this. Watch this now with the clean run. Has he got it? No.
A little bit of a wriggle out of one.
The Merc's just got the punch, hasn't it?
Scallops, doesn't it?
It has. It has.
Especially up the hill.
And
he's quite strong here in this part of the rev range. You know, it starts to get a little bit better, but he loses so much going up the hill, I think.
The twisty stuff, though, the Mazers seems to have it especially at the hands of Chan.
Oh, Stu flirting with death there.
And Chan, very awkward off the final ripple strip. You can see him wide.
Very wide. Stays in it, stays in the gas hard. They really committed down through.
Yeah, look, he knew he made the mistake there, J-Man. Very close. This is going to be a close finish here.
Watching Carter.
Not many races are lost at the bus stop, boys, but not many races are won at the bus stop, but plenty are lost there.
Definitely not. Carter and Enright yet to pitch.
Yes,
so
Carter goes
we are winding down. It's literally 5 minutes now, ladies and gentlemen. Race 1. Round 8.
Melling out there in P8 got a massive buffer and a couple of spots over Nev Shields is going to be good mathematically for that top 5 heading into the final race of the series.
He's been running in 6, so theoretically he should just slip back into 6, shouldn't he? Oh, it's going to be close.
Look,
maybe not.
Enright will come into play, but Carter won't, because Carter's really starting to challenge for the podium now, guys. I really feel like Carter's long strategy here with Asrnz and Chan going to battle. I feel like definitely Carter's in the mix here, boys.
Just watching Chan, it looks like the car's just understeering a little bit now at this stage of the race, starting to push through the turns a little bit more. So probably a proper handful to drive, not being able to get the best out of it, but still less than a second behind Stu Asrnz. So I wouldn't write him off.
Yeah, look, and look, a car that's understeering a little bit like that at Watkins, you know, you really need to punch up
you
through
lose
the,
a lot,
the pointing, you know, like the fast stuff, you know, like, and that Merc in front of him has got the Mr. Schmidt under the bonnet. But look at it here, straight away. Rick Chan really does pull that gap back.
He does through this sector of the track, you're right. So very, very, very good through this cambered roller coaster heading down the hill into the boot. Now, Carter, what does Carter do here? Looks shallow, comes to pit lane.
We got Shields, Turner and Simpson as well.
Just quickly mention on the pit lane rules, guys, as you know, we have relaxed the rules a little bit this season, so you don't have to use the blend lines on pit entry and exit, but however, if you choose not to and you cause an accident, you'll be punished pretty severely after the race. But if you're in open track, we say to the guys, it's your call. So, you know, there's time to be made there when you're running solo.
Last of the pit stops too, right to the lane, boys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, and good call there, Rusty, I think from ASR. You know, like, obviously with such nearly different classes of cars here. You know, so yeah, perfect stuff. Asrnz. It's really provided some good racing. So Chan and Asrnz through T1. Carter behind. Just in front of Fuddo, is it?
Oh, and Melling gets Enright still in the lane.
So Carter in front of, well, up on Fuddo. And who did?
8 seconds.
Oh, Melling got Enright. There you go.
Yeah, Enright, 8 second stop. He's probably going to become susceptible to Sharks and Turner. No, he does get out in front of the boys. So McDonald with potentially, not by much. McDonald with potentially maybe 2 more laps to run in this race. I would say.
Oh, and Chan, the Chan Asrnz battle is not going anywhere, guys. Look at Chan pushing Carter in the background now again, right there.
One
Chan. Yeah, the rear end of that Maserati not happy on turn and entry, boys.
Yeah, definitely pinching the rears there a little bit, J-Man.
Here comes John Carter too. He's got the eye on the prize. There's a podium just up the road, Johnny boy.
Well,
Chan having to use all the track too, boys.
I said I'd been in practice earlier in the week in the breakfast crew, and I saw him running, and I suspected then that John McDonald, would in fact be going for the win, setting up for the win tonight. And if he can keep together one more lap, that's exactly what he's going to come home with.
And Chan here, boys, so strong through the final 2 corners.
Okay, this is the final lap, guys.
So we see a big dive down to turn 1 here from Chan. Shows the nose. Dewey's awake to it. McDonald already heading up through the roller coaster. Final lap. This will be, John Carter incredibly wide through one, pushing so hard to try and get in touch with this podium battle.
Chan's a lot closer this lap around. I think he's going to have a big look at the bus stop here.
Lucas Frodo as well. Right down to the wire.
Stu looking for the optimum line here. Seen how unsettled the Chan car is in some of these corners. Chan right on the bumper though now as they come down through the outer loop.
I feel like his best chance is going to be at the boot.
Yeah, certainly the right-hander coming up the hill. He looks very, very good there. I thought he looked good there early on in the piece with McDonald. So this next right-hander, Chan, probably his next best stop. However, sets himself properly out of the final 2 turns. Look for an outside run and cover off the final right-hander. If he doesn't get it done here, he's not close enough, boys.
John McDonald just about to cross the line. Race winner, race number 1, round 8.
Yeah, couple of corners to go.
Big gizzing on the back of Asrnz.
Oh, and Asrnz gathering it up
Carter's right there, boys. Carter's right there. McDonald, 1 corner to go. Chan gets it sideways. Carter gets it sideways. McDonald crosses the line, takes the victory.
These guys.
Well done, JB.
Right, he's down to the wire.
To the wire. Very much so.
Crazy stuff.
Shane Fodderdo got Lucas right on the heels as they come up to the final turn. These guys were not that far behind this battle. Early pit stops of Fodderdo and Saar.
And
Melling right in behind.
Battle, Melling tucked right in behind that. Like you
Shields
mentioned,
and Jarks are going for it. Shields and Jarks are actually absolutely going for it.
Who was that stepped out the way? Was that Jarks? Gave him a wide berth.
Jarks. Mate, right to the end. Good, clean stuff there from Shields. Keeping it off the wall. Jarks
Turner with a solid result in P9, guys.
Simpson and Rivers rounding out the 13. Ladies and gentlemen, that was race 1, round 8, the finale here at Watkins Glen in Asrnz 2024 Race of Champions. Guys, let's get the boys down here.
So, welcome to the booth, Vic Chan, of what was a very entertaining race for you and us, mate. Give us your take on that one.
Yeah, I messed up my pit stop totally. The car just didn't turn off. It's not like the other cars where it has a delay or something when it tries to turn off. So, and then I didn't see Stu coming out of the pits. My spotter didn't say anything, and then that thing's like a tank, and I just rebounded off him.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Look, it almost looked like tyre pressures weren't quite there at the start because you sort of were really vulnerable, and then once John Boy got past, you actually put some pressure on and matched him for lap time. Was that a little bit of the case, mate? Was the pressures not quite right there?
Yeah, I overpressured it. That's why I pit early. I just couldn't manage it. I put a bit too much. I overjudged how cool it was. It was super quick.
Yeah, a little bit of a tune-up between race 1 and race 2. We know you've got a very, very fast qualifying car underneath you, Vic Chan, so I know you'll go out there and do your level best in this next one, and best of luck for the next one, mate. That was a hell of a battle, mate, and, like you and John Boy was a good battle, but certainly yourself and Stewie Arrowsmith, mate, certainly had us on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, it was great fun. Enjoyed that. Cheers, boys.
Well done, Vic.
Mate. Great drive.
Okay, so next guy certainly earned the second spot. Did Stewie Arrowsmith tonight. Stewie, you got us on comms?
Hey, guys.
Mate, it's every week, every single night we seem to commentate you. You're in the sweet spot at the moment, mate. What a great battle with Vic Chan.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was good fun. A bit surprising to come out the pit lane and find him right on my door side. But, it was good fun. I think Vic was struggling with a bit overpressure tyres, he was saying. So, mate, I'll take it. I need the points.
Yeah. No, look, outstanding drive, mate. You certainly had us entertained. Relatively small field here tonight, but nonetheless, mate, there was no shortage of action, and certainly you got plenty of it battling with Vic Chan, so that was great. And right at the end, mate, did have old mate John Carter trying to range in on the back, trying to steal a podium from you boys too.
Yeah, I knew John was going to be fast after the pit stops. Just didn't know where he was going to be because I think me and Vic had been sort of getting together for a couple of laps there, probably losing a bit of time. So
just a little,
yeah.
just a little.
And so that's significant, Stewie, given the fact that yourself and John Carter have been basically taking away the fact that, you know, we do have a drop round to consider. But you guys, for the last 3 rounds, have been level pegging on points. Both came into this one 1,224 points apiece. So that has some significance going forward into the last race. And then obviously with countbacks to consider, mate, you're well in the hunt to maintain that 3rd position in this title hunt. So well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate. My eyes are actually on Shane for 2nd because I think we were 8 points difference coming into this round, and he's just finished a couple behind me. So
further up the road, mate. Well done.
Oh,
well
there you
played.
go. Nice
well,
work.
Every point matters in that case because that's 4 positions effectively over the course of the round. So I think Stu, I think in that battle, Shano finished P5 in that race, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
P5, so P2. So that means you've got 2 more positions to make on him in race 2, mate. So that's your mission if you choose to accept it.
There's the goal post.
Battle on.
Nice work,
mate. Well done, Stewie.
Stu Smith, everyone.
Okay, and last but not least is one of our own co-commentators from many, many times, is a guy that's just absolutely gone out there and just shown us how to do it tonight, is John McDonald. Well done, JB, on a great victory there, mate. Great battle. Well sized up at the bus stop on Chan, mate. Well done.
Yeah, mate, that was just lick it and send it, that one. Yeah, the car had an overlap. I knew Vic would know what I was up to. So, inside the run, there's probably no point him challenging that too much, I'd say. But, yeah, the car was pretty hooked up.
J-Man, it's a popular win, JB. Congratulations on the win, mate. J-Man actually predicted it earlier in the race. He said, I think he's going to have a go at the bus stop. And I actually kind of poo-pooed that. I said, he's going to have to be brave to stick it up in there. But brave you were. and got away with it, mate. Well done.
And my co-commentator also, Rusty Shackford, said that he did get to cut a few laps with the breakfast crew earlier in the week and did comment, John, that you were here to win tonight. You weren't here to play second best. Yeah. So well done, mate.
Yeah, I think I had lots of fun in the Fezzer. A bit of a muck up at the
at Monza.
At Monza, yeah.
Yep.
So it was I had a great race with you there at the final, and that was so much fun. I was giving him the points and stuff, and then I thought, if he smokes it up, I'm gonna have a crack, and that was heaps of fun. So yeah, it was lick it and send it this time round. Sticker reds there.
Nah, good stuff, mate.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved, mate. So that's just on your limited schedule this season. That's the first win of the season for you. However, it is the 4th time that you've managed to come and chat to us. Make it a 5th for us, JB, mate. Go out there and give it to him, and no doubt we'll be talking to you again shortly.
Yeah, Roger, boys. Well done. Thanks for the calls, for the stream. It's always good.
Yes, mate. That is John Boy from P1 Race 1 here at the final round at the Glen. Boys, what a race.
At the Glen for Asrnz 24 Race of Champions, obviously, proudly put together and brought to you by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment. That is a wrap on race 1. We've got another one to come. That was awesome. Let's go again. We'll be back in a moment.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. For my 2 children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
And praise the Lord, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the Asrnz 2024 Race of Champions Series. It is the finale. And of course, after that, if you hadn't already guessed, we are at Watkins Glen. We are in the US of A. Thank you very much for the intro. Rusty
Pastor Joe Nelms. Boogity boo.
It's a bit of beautiful classic Rusty Shackelford.
It is. Thank you very much. And look, the boys are running out in qualifying for R2. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 or so minutes to go. Like I mentioned, we are. If you're only just joining us, we're at the Asrnz 2024 Race of Champions. It's proudly supported by the good people at Race Command who keep all our servers running super sweet. They are the ducks when it comes to server support and getting it all sorted out, data and whatnot. Matchfit Entertainment, that means I'm here. J-Man's here, Rusty Shackelford's here. So much going on, guys, over the next few weeks and months for Matchfit Entertainment as these boys roll out and start doing their first flying lap. I'm going to touch on some stuff because we still have so much going on throughout the rest of the year at Asrnz, the Master Series. Rusty, you'll be familiar with this. We are going to Kailami in July 12th.
Indeed.
Super old school stuff. Look, keep an eye on the Matchfit Entertainment or the Papa Osa Productions YouTube channel. You will see a video coming up. That's coming up soon. We've got season 2 in the GT3 series. October is very exciting stuff. We're back to the GT3s. You know the boys love that. ASR, we've still got the bloody ASR farewell series coming up, and obviously we're streaming for a whole bunch of other guys. Rainlight Racing, they're coming up at I think Snetterton next week. ESO, Monza in the 27th, Hardcore Online Racing, that in the TA2s is this Saturday night. A couple of days away. Get involved in that. Mate, so much going on, and we have got qualifying for race 2 here.
And Chan with a big number straight off the back,
huge.
44.8.
That's putting the law down on lap 1, isn't it?
It certainly is. Got a track cut coming into lap 2, so this one won't mean too much. However, at a 44.8, that's a big lap to challenge McDonald in there at 45.8. So a good second behind. However, we know what sort of race car John Boy's got underneath him. Has Vic Chan tuned that thing up between race 1 and race 2? We already knew it was a fast qualifying car. Aerosmith in the mix now. 45.4 goes front row. Talked about the significance during the driver interviews about him with Fodeno. Fodeno bangs a number.
Yeah, so obviously coming up to speed with his his monitor changes there.
Just goes to show you too how difficult it is to win consistently at the top. And what I mean by that is, myself, for example, I'm a mid-pack clogger, professionally in sim racing. I'm one of those cars in the mid-pack that everyone drives past.
I can relate.
And that's fine. Davo knows exactly what I'm talking about. J-Man, not so much, Mr. Multiple Champion over here in his exalted air. He doesn't really get it. But, us mid-pack guys, we get it. We see the race differently from the guys in front. Now, I just want to, it's easy to get disheartened when you're not winning and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But just look at what it takes to win at the top. Vic Chan, the only mistake was he had his pressures a little too high and he took 3 seconds longer in his pit stop. And Vic Chan is a guy who wins week in, week out, week in, week out. And that little difference was enough to put him down to P2, right? So those are the margins at the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These guys are very good.
And it only meant that he was a little bit, the car was a little bit loose and not so fast in that really early phase of the race, probably the first third of the race. But that was enough, wasn't it? And you get that right.
Oh, it's a different story. I feel like J-Man, this track in particular, maybe more than other tracks, we did mention at the start of the race, it looked like he was just struggling with a little rear grip, and we had our concerns that may manifest later on in the race. Now we know there was a tyre pressure issue.
Yeah.
But this is not the kind of track where you want to make sure you've got that rear grip, right? You want it to bite when you're trying to get exit. And here, if it's sliding around and stuff, it's just your confidence would go down every lap, I reckon, around Watkins Glen if you've got an arse that's swinging around all over the road.
Yeah, look, you definitely need the confidence. Really high average speed here at Watkins. So not only do you need that initial turn in, and you don't want a lot of understeer, but you want to be able to pick that throttle up and let it
nice and
lean on the backs, and really get it to turn with the right pedal. And if it's wrong, you're losing time. So McDonald well up over 2 tenths there on his Delta, just coming through the bottom end of the boot there, J-Man.
Yeah, so I watched him before and he had a big number that was going to see him go a high 4 and he blew it coming into the first of the left-handers to drop down into the boot. Got that back now. He gained that back, so probably going to level peg to around a couple of tenths for the back part of the slap because he was pretty accurate through the final 3 turns, as we're seeing that again. So probably enough to go a low 5. I think he's got as much as a 44.9 in him. However, that 44.8, Vic Chan slightly up too, looking to drop into the 44.7s if he can. But McDonald going to slightly improve here. He's just trying to hold off the likes of Asrnz, who was in there on a 45.2. John McDonald does go 45.0. Still got time, just over 2 minutes. He's likely going to get this plus one more. Chan,
Enright
not
also
quite a tenth up on his time.
Yeah, so Enright a little bit up on his time as well, which might sneak him into 4th position over Fortado as well. So Fortado, look, we just talked about this in the post-race interviews earlier. That gap between Fortado and Arrowsmith in the championship points, guys. So, yeah, big battle going there.
Opportunity, guys. Sorry, Rusty. Just to grab Steve O'Melling down here. I've just seen him pull the car in the pits, and I just want to have a quick word to him. Steve, you got us on comms, mate?
Yeah.
Hey, mate, great job in race 1. Just wondering how aware you are at the moment of the fight that you're in with Nev Shields for this top 5 in the championship, and with a 45.8, mate, a particularly good lap. Do you think that's enough to hold him off for this one? Is that where the fight is tonight, mate?
I don't think I'm going to beat that time. That surprised me a little bit. And like halfway through that lap, I pulled on my steering wheel really hard, and I heard a crack, and I had movement in my hand.
No.
So I sort of had to call it after that lap and think, I'm just going to assess things, and I've typed some stuff up, and I can't
so quite see where it's... Was the crack in your wrist, or was it in the wheel?
No, it was the
No,
wheel.
no. Well, actually, it's a valid question.
It is a valid question.
Given me old mate history with his wrist, so mate, I hope it is the wheel, not your wrist. But no, so you are very much aware of the fight that you're in tonight with Nev Shields?
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty much the main focus. Good to have a couple guys between me and him in that last one.
Yeah.
All the guys got passed by Aaron then. It's fine. But no, I think we're good. We've got some pace. Yeah.
Well, go well, mate. We'll have the eyes on, mate.
We're watching.
Great job in the series so far, mate. Well done.
If I pull over during the race, it's because the wheel's broken off in my hand. And...
we'll work it out. Yeah, nice.
Fingers crossed. I know a good engineer. All right, mate.
Yeah, see, mate. Thanks, guys.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Steve Belling, everyone.
It's a long season. Why aren't these teams putting more budget into their gear? We usually see that in the Sunday leagues, don't you? You get to the end of the season, it's like, hang on, mate, you used those tyres last round, didn't you? There's a bit of that going on. You know?
Steve Belling is his own engineer.
He's Larry Perkins of Asrnz.
He absolutely is, and he's only got himself to blame. So, yeah, but nice work from Steve-O.
McDonald.
Very, very tidy lap. Look,
it's going to be close, isn't it?
Bled a bit of speed off there, J-Man. Well, I saw him over 3/10 there earlier in the lap as he runs down out of this right-hander and up and out of the boot. But, yeah, really has lost some pace out of that car. Or has he? As it sneaks back up.
Yeah, he's...
He needs 3/10.
45-0.
I don't think he's got it, J-Man. I just don't think that has got it over the Mazda when it comes to the twisty stuff. A little bit of punch there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and it just doesn't have it. Lucas,
what has he got up his sleeve? Can he dislodge Steve-O down one more spot? Now, Stewie Aerosmith doing a great job, P3 provisionally over Fodado, who was out there, but a good 10th and a half down on his lap. I think that might be it. Now, Aerosmith, the importance of qualifying on that second row, Fodado on the third row. What has Turner got? So he comes across in 10th. Shields, though. Shields is the one there. Melling in P7, so that's part of the tonight.
Fodado, you can see the class on display here. It doesn't take him long, does it, to adjust? You know, race one, I think he qualified 10th, and I think he's taken 7 or 8 tenths out of his first qualifying time. So,
look at the margins, boys. P4.
So
P4, P7 there's nothing in that.
No. Very
so the Aerosmith Fodado battle.
It's actually dark, guys.
We talked about it is too. The Aerosmith Fodado battle. We've got to talk about that now. Yep. Like, is that a big enough gap for Aerosmith?
Well, it comes down to Fodado's race, and it comes down to can Enright get in the mix there? Can Lucas Saar, I'm looking towards the 25 car of Lucas Saar to upset the apple cart when it comes to Aerosmith and Fodado tonight.
Yep. Okay.
I just want to point out, guys, in regards to qualifying, JB's qualifying McDonald, to me, that actually bodes really well for his upcoming race, I think. You mentioned earlier he's probably not he would probably say himself that qualifying isn't really the thing that gets him the results. He's a race guy and a strategy guy. So to qualify in P2 and be 2 tenths off, that would suggest to me that he's probably got really strong race pace. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I was a McDonald fan out there watching this. He qualified 2 tenths slower than Chan. We know Chan is a one lap.
But we've seen McDonald.
Renegade, so.
We've seen McDonald try and chase Chan before, and struggle to keep the pace of Chan. When Chan's out in front, we know what he can do. So
probably much cooler now because it's 8 o'clock at night. The sun's set here at Watkins Glen, so this is going to be a pseudo night race.
We got 2020 and Optimum track, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. But
that will take away that kind of McDonald's tyre advantage that he had from race one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
However, guys, out of turn 1, heading up through 2, 3, 4, down to 5 to the bus stop, I'm still saying that I think McDonald's car is stronger up the hill. And funnily enough, if you get that overlap like he showed us in race 1, it's undefendable down to the bus stop. You cannot defend it.
And that is the grunt of the Audi, isn't it, over the Maserati, in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yep. The only downside is that Vic Chan's car is probably the strongest car out of the final 2 corners, and that leaves everybody else in front of him, if there is anyone in front of him, vulnerable to turn 1.
Yeah, without a doubt.
McDonald included, guys. Donald included.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you again for joining us here for Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions. It is round 8. It's the finale. And it's race 2 in the finale. So last race
first night race of the year.
And clearly it's the first night race of the year.
In the last race of the year.
None of us expected that. So interesting little thing going on.
Bit of a mix-up at the end.
From the boys at Race Command. I love that. They've just thrown a little sideball in on the mix. And the boys roll away out for their formation lap. Thank you, Race Command. We love you guys. Thanks.
I suspect Race Command's sitting back giggling right now.
I'm sure they are.
The boys in the production van, they're getting their revenge tonight.
You know. Absolutely. As they run off to the beer tent. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Round 8, race 2, night race at Watkins. Oh, it's looking crazy out there already. I just can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. This is going to be massive. We've got some battles going on points-wise. So, definitely going to be interesting to watch.
Consequences for this race. Huge consequences. You don't get another chance. This is it. You've got to leave it all out there now. Yeah, last chance to shoot your shot.
Yeah, that's it. And barring failure, I think that result for Chan out of P3 and then Fodero out of P5 probably cemented the deal. I think permitting that he finishes reasonably in this one or finishes at all, I think it's probably a done deal for Chan on the overall title, but we'll let that shake out. There's still a bit to play out there and anything can happen. Never say never.
Just want to make a special mention to Steve Rees, who was right up there in the championship battle for the first half of the season, guys. So let's not forget, there were a lot of great battles at the start of the year with Steve. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to make the grid the last couple of rounds, which has seen him, slide down the order inevitably. But, also another great contender this year for like a large part of it. So.
Yeah, very much so. And I think we saw some strong performances early also from Mitchie Campbell. I think I think 3 second positions in a row in the mid phase of the season. Barcelona, Hungaroring, he was very, very strong. However, hasn't managed to get the ROC back on the calendar for the remaining part of the season. So always an exciting driver to watch. So it was always good to see Mitchie out there. Looking forward to seeing him again in the future.
He's currently in Japan on a photography tour. He's going around taking pictures of cherry blossoms and uploading it to a birthday card website. So, very busy times for Mitch Campbell, but he'll be back. He'll be racing.
Links in the description, guys.
Hallmark Mitchie.
I'm up for that.
Good stuff.
No, good stuff.
Hey, guys, just want to
Brad
touch
Robertson
bases.
Also, yes. J-Man.
Just before we come around the final corner.
What's got you excited tonight?
Just the fact, I mentioned about the strength of the Audi up through turns 2, 3, 4. Now starting from the left-hand side of the grid here is where it starts. If you can apply enough pressure off the start grid to Vic Chan heading down to 1, making Vic Chan run shallow and then John Boy sweeping around the outside like he did in race 1, I think it starts here, guys.
And then he's got the rights to the left. You're absolutely right, J-Man. And the right after that is quite a sweeping corner. So, yeah, definitely worthy of the mention as the boys form up and around the final corner here for race 2, round 8 in the ROC 2024 Asrnz Race of Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to go green. Vic Chan, John McDonald, Stuart Smith, John Carter.
Good jump again from McDonald again from the outside.
And
good jump from Stewie pressuring.
Fodero in the mix there immediately in the Mercedes.
Aerosmith into the back of Chan.
Oh, no.
And now who's that? Fodero challenging Aerosmith up
it's
through
on immediately.
Gizzing at turn 1, elbows at turn 2, guys.
Yeah, lots of feeling in the dark. Oh,
so
that
Carter and Melling
feeling each other out there.
Didn't quite come across how I thought.
This is PG, guys. This is
touchy-feely.
Gizzing. We'll just stick to gizzing.
Headlights ablaze as the boys run down into the boot section of Watkins Glen here. This is the final race for the ROC, the Asrnz 2024 ROC.
Be interesting to see who handles it in the dark here.
McDonald out in front. Vic Chan
doing a great job.
Look, I think McDonald's going to run away with this. Personally, Asrnz in third needs that. Carter on, oh yes, that is Melling. That is Enright on Carter actually. So
yeah, Melling just in the back of the shot, and he's got Saar and Jarkus battling in behind him also, guys.
First lap, short field. 13 drivers on track tonight here at the Watkins Glen. Lucas Saar in 8th and McDonald running away with it. Here we go. Well, so close to the wall from Chan there and Asrnz.
It's Chan's strong suit. I mentioned at the start. We have got Shields in the pits. And who is that looking down the inside? It's Lucas Saar on Steve Melling.
Lucas Saar on Melling. Oh, and who's that? That's Jones.
That's Ducks. Yep.
Tucked up in behind.
I tell you what, no such issues with tyre pressures, I don't think, for Vic Chan now. Stabilised right on the back of McDonald. He utilised that strong suit out of the final 2 corners to bridge that gap.
Oh, Jones.
Gee, that Maserati, if it gets offline, that Maserati's quick, but it needs to stay online. As soon as it's out just a little bit, it looks really unsettled going over the curbs.
Yeah, it does. And you saw how vulnerable it was coming through the bus stop chicane there, Rusty. Yep. On Steve. Lucas Saar and Jarkus.
Jones, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just wonder if Vic might be running that thing a little to get that kind of, boing, boing, boing effect when you go over.
Yeah, he was quite shallow into there because he was looking at McDonald, and then all of a sudden he was very vulnerable to Stewie. On the exit, and Stewie kind of had nowhere to go and actually had to check up as they tipped down through the right-hander on the outer loop.
It's all good for JB. Gives him a little bit of breathing room. I don't think it's going to stay like this. I was just interested, this is obviously rare, a night race. I don't think any of us were expecting it to be this dark at 8 o'clock at night in the US, but dark it is. It can be a little bit of a culture shock as there's a little bit of going on there. Someone's entering the pits,
Who was
guys.
that? Who was that in the field? Stewie Asrnz, was it?
Yeah, it is.
And
it's
John Carter
in the pit lane. Yeah, so it's going to be critical who handles the darkness the best and who adjusts the earliest. They'll get the best results here.
And things like hitting your pit marks.
Brake markers, everything, yeah.
Pit stopping, and these guys will be unpracticed. This will be sight unseen for these boys tonight, making the, just even rolling down here, Stewie Asrnz and John Carter. Stewie looked very, very good into the box there, very, very late on the brakes and stopped it all of a sudden. No readjustment there. Off the jacks already. Give me a look at that time. That looked impressive. And it was a 5-second apiece for Stewie and John Carter. Also 5 seconds for Nev Shields. So
shadowing each other.
Very much so. So very, very good stop. So anybody in that battle in front, aka McDonald, Vic Chan, Shane Fodado, that gets that slightly snaggy above 5 seconds could be in a world of a hurt early here. And what is that margin? Davo out the front.
1.8 between McDonald and Chan at the moment, J-Man.
Okay.
And then another 1.5 back to Fodado. Fodado really adjusting to his conditions very quickly. Look, his battle is definitely with Asrnz, and Asrnz in early here for race 2 here.
I think he's got nothing to lose, Stewie Asrnz here. He certainly did better than Shane in race 1. He's clearly looking up the road. I was talking about the defensive drive that he might have been playing against the likes of I think it was, who was he in with?
Big
John
Chan in
Carter.
race one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, in the championship.
For the championship. And I just think he's got the measure. However, John Carter shadowed him in the pits.
Well, remember, he said he's looking up the road to Fotido. He reckons he's a shot at taking Fotido. So these are critical positions. Every position is critical for Fotido tonight. And Asrnz. Asrnz needs to finish at least 2 positions ahead of Fotido if the pre-race calculation of 8 points is correct. So 2 positions difference, 3rd to 5th, say, for example.
Sarah and Riverson. Now, Sar's stop looked a little bit snaggy on the box. The entry looked okay. Still ended up with a 5-second stop, so that's pretty good. Now, he should come out in a battle somewhere near Shields. He is. He's come out side by side. Shields down into 1. He's going to be down the inside. This is a mirror of Chan. Asrnz in race 1. No, he gets it cleared. Shields clears. Sar right on the bumper. Uh, 2.1 seconds out the front now. John McDonald starting to stabilise this margin. Good battle going on there for the Carter Shields Sar battle there. I think that will close up as the race progresses, guys. Obviously only 7 minutes in.
McDonald just set the fastest lap of the race in the last lap too, so very comfortable at the moment. 45.3.
Wow.
For McDonald, so good race pace, like we predicted. Solid race car from JB.
Okay, so he backs it up with a 45.3, another fastest lap. Chan on a 45.5, so a couple of tenths slower still. So he stretches the margin ever so slightly again. Seeing how strong the Chan car is out of the final sector. But McDonald just hitting all the numbers at the moment.
Yeah, Chan's car seemed to get a little bit better in that kind of middle part of the race, didn't it? But obviously, it's going to be difficult to draw comparisons now from race 1 to race 2 because the temperature's completely different. We're racing in the dark, so there are different variables now. But yeah, I feel like 2 seconds. Vic wouldn't want it to get out any further than that at this stage of the race, but I think he would feel like 2 seconds is still a chance for him to reel him in.
Okay, so give you an idea on the battle, which is probably going to be Stewie Asrnz, Shane Fotido for the podium at this point of time, at this phase of the race. Stewie's first flying lap post pit stop was a 46.6. The same lap Shane Fotido lapped across at a 46.0. So 6.5 tenths is the margin that Fotido made then from staying out. So it's very much going to be a battle down pit road, boys, for those two.
Fotido's got his hands full with Aaron Enright as well, who's putting a lot of pressure on here.
Exactly
what
to see Aaron
needs. Yeah, it's good to see Aaron back in the pack and mixing it up. Yeah, so exactly what Stu Asrnz would want here is for Aaron Enright to slow Fotido down as much as possible. That is the risk when you pit early like Stu did. You can sometimes lose your pace, can't you? You can lose kind of sight of what the guys you're racing against, what pace they're doing, because you're not nose to tail with them. You can't see them in the mirrors. You can't see them up the road. So you kind of lose contact sometimes. So I wonder if 46.6. We know Stu can go quicker than that.
Yep. 45.8 last lap for McDonald. 45.5 for Chan. A little bit of a net gain there to Chan. It's going to need more than that. Margin's still around that 1.8, 1.9 seconds, but tuning in the right direction. Enright got out of that battle too, boys, with Fotido. Decided better against it, go and make his pit stop, look for an undercut possibly.
Smart move.
And also Turner in the lane. Obviously, Bill Turner came off a great result in the previous round, a P9 outright. Currently was running P8 in the lane now.
So there's actually a couple of really important battles here. I would think that Asrnz really needs to be ahead of Chan, and he needs Enright to be ahead of Fotido. And I think that may be enough. So that's 2 results that kind of have to fall. Otherwise, I feel like Stu may finish 1 place in front of Fotido and won't be able to take it. So be interesting to see how this washes out because everyone's pitting differently. They're all running different strategies here. So it's going to be really interesting how this all kind of folds in at the end.
Not the
Aaron
smoothest
Enright with a
Aaron
stop go 30. No!
Yep. Got it wrong there. It was a snaggy stop. It was slow on the jacks, and then it was also fast on the entry, boys. So he's going to cop a 30 for that, take him out of the battle. So that really does.
That hurts Asrnz, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it will hurt Asrnz in the overall. But look, Asrnz needs to be focused, I think, at this point on Vic Chan. That's all he can do at the moment is work out what he can do. Chan's doing particularly well at the moment, though. He's just stabilised the gap at 1.8, maybe 1.6, actually.
There you go. That middle part of the race in race 1, I felt like the Maserati was strong for a good kind of maybe 10-minute portion of that middle part of the race.
But then faded.
And then faded at the end. So you want to get up close to him now, put the pressure on now while you've got the car under you, obviously.
So that's a real shame that takes Enright out. I think what it does a world of favours, though, for Steve Melling, who's holding down a provisional 4th at the moment with the likes of Asrnz and co-stopping. So Steve-O obviously looking heavily at the Nev Shields car. Kenny Simpson in the lane as we speak. And Enright in to take the stop-go 30, boys.
Oh, stop-go 30, it's just brutal.
Oh, it is.
A drive-through is bad enough, but, you know, this is like 2 pit stops. It's just too much.
Oh,
yeah.
Two pit stops and some, isn't it, Rusty?
Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah, well, it ended up being, if a total transit time with a 5-second stops, 38 seconds, add another 30. So he's probably looking at, he's looking at close to a minute loss. That will take him to the absolute back of the pack.
Yeah, he already is at the back of the pack, so it's just going to put him about a minute and a half behind the rest of the back of the pack. So, yeah, these are rough nights. We all have them. We've all been there.
Yep, it's character building stuff. He was having a great night too, I've got to add.
Yeah, good pace. Very good pace.
So, Fodorno in the back of shot as I saw McDonald and Chan cross the line. McDonald holding a healthy 2-second lead over Chan at the moment, and then Fodorno a little bit further down the track from there, but he has got sights on them. And then Melling with a world full of hurt. He's got the other big bonnet, Misha Schmidt engine, Mercedes tucked in behind him with Damien Jones.
Yep.
Now Lucas Nev Shields, so that obviously pressed on after the pit stops, and it's status quo. It's just stayed the same. Lapping in the low 47 bracket, those two cars. Melling in the low 47s, Jarks high 46 that last one round. So that's a battle that's going to go on for a bit. Be interested to see when they take their stops, those boys.
2 Mercs obviously going head to head. Very evenly matched, as you can imagine. So great racing between those two. So
yeah, can't see that going away anytime soon. Start on Shields as
big
well
look
as
up the inside there from Jarks.
Was a big look.
Getting a little impatient there.
And it's significant because, at the moment he has got a few spots between himself and Nev.
Yep.
However, definitely going to lose. I think, obviously, the Asrnz Carter battle's going to come into effect once the pit stops are made.
Well, what's the pit stop again? It's 38 seconds, is it? For
in an optimum, it is 38 seconds, yep.
Yeah, I'm looking, I reckon we've got 31, 38. I reckon Smith at the moment on track is around a second and a half behind Vic Chan at the moment, which would put him about 4 seconds ahead of Fodorno in the battle for P3.
Yep.
as we wind down to, look, half race time there, guys, as well. So, yeah. Definitely worthy of discussion. Yeah, fine margins. Jacques on Melling still on camera, as I think that was Melling with a tag on the wall. That is going to open the door. Here we go. It's a drag race.
Yeah, so Jacques gets enough there to get down the 227 car, gets down the inside.
So change of positions there for 4th and 5th. These guys have been going at it pretty well from for the whole 15 minutes of this race so far. Yet to pit
Lucas Saar, big look on Shields here.
Why is Chan down? Why is Chan slowing? Chan is going incredibly slow, boys.
Oh,
something's
you're right.
going on there. Can we grab a replay there? What's happening? He's lost a spot to Shane Fotterdoke. Must have been something big there, boys. I'm not sure. Sorry, Davo, but missed that. Just sort of quick back.
I think the camera guys are on it. Yes, big slip into that right-hander at the bottom of the hill at the boot, in the boot. That's Fotterdoke past. And
he did well. Did well to keep it off the wall, really, honestly.
He did.
I don't know whether he kept it off the wall. He still.
Oh, he actually tagged it on the way out.
On the way out.
So, what does that mean for Stu Arrowsmith? Does that certainly mean
Chan's in the pits?
Chan's in the pits. Oh, okay, that doesn't. No surprise there. Melling now past Chan. Obviously, Jones still in front. These guys are still at it. Lucas Saar and Neville Shields.
Just see if Chan fixes the damage here. I feel like he might have to. The reason he dove right into the pits now might be to do that. But we'll just have to wait and see how long he is on the jacks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 seconds, guys. It looks like a damage bill to me.
Oh, okay, so he's playing the averages here. He knows he's good in the championship. He's got to bring this car home solid. So 14 second stop takes him out of podium contention, I think, for this one. But to be honest, the big battle now is the Arrowsmith. I think Arrowsmith's got Fotterdoke covered. Is there any other threat? Is Carter a potential threat for Fotterdoke?
Arrowsmith's got him covered, but I don't think by enough where he can be comfortable. Gee, I'm looking at it now. I'm not sure he does have him covered. I feel like Fotterdoke's just got a nose in front. And we're looking at a 40-second margin here, so a perfect stop from Arrowsmith. I feel like he's going to be a second or two behind Fotterdoke at this point.
Yeah, my calculation's saying he's actually about 6 seconds ahead, so I'm not... Oh, okay. Sorry, no apologies. No, you're right. He is bang on the button at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be very close.
He has got Jarks and Melling, and they were nearly side by side on the entry there. So Melling looking to maybe make gains on a good pit stop here. If he can get a 5-second stop over Jarks, maybe getting a potential 8-second, he could get this position back. But this is critical now. Where's Stewie?
Arrowsmith, he's on the straight. His stop was perfect, by the way, 5 seconds.
Yep. Oh, who Shane's was?
Both were. Both of them were 5 seconds. So great stop from Fotterdoke. Arrowsmith through. He's clear.
Yeah,
you're
clear,
right.
Comfortable.
Yep.
So Melling and Jarks. Jarks with a 5 seconds. Melling. Oh no, sorry, Jarks. Thought I saw a 4-second stop in there. Yeah, Jarkus with a 4-second stop.
Oh, he got it.
Melling got
the
it.
Unicorn.
Yeah. I got the unicorn. There you go.
Yeah, Jarkus got the unicorn, mate.
Oh, someone's in the wall. I think it's big impact. We're going to need a replay on that.
It's Saar,
isn't
it?
Chan's in the wall. Big. Chan is in the wall. Huge, guys. Crawling.
He's part of the same incident.
Massive incident down there.
So the camera guy's just picking up on the end of that. Saar with a tag on the wall. I think he was trying to give room to Chan. And then, just hitting the ricocheting off the wall into Chan. Both of them coming unstuck.
Yeah, so Arrowsmith with good margin over Fotterdoke too, guys, after that pit stop.
Yeah, fantastic effort.
And look at this. John Carter, Shane Fotterdoke. Arrowsmith will be wooing Carter to make that path.
Yes, he will. Oh, it's going to be very close.
Oh, the Jones Melling. Shield. Oh, it's out of control. Yeah.
I feel like it's not going to be enough for Arrowsmith, though. Even if Carter gets Fotterdoke, that Vic Chan incident has really hurt him, actually. So
it has.
He needed to get him on track. He needed that extra position.
Yeah.
If it is a countback situation, I'm just looking at the table. I do think that Arrowsmith wins if there's a dead heat because he has two victories.
Finish. Yep.
Yeah, two victories to, I think Fotterdoke has 1, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I think on a countback he wins as well. So I feel like it's going to be 1 or 2 positions at the end of this championship.
It's close.
Decide it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Now we know that 38 to 40 seconds is the approximate time for a pit stop. John McDonald has got 44 seconds over Stu Aerosmith, so that's not as big as we might have thought at this point of the race, given that there's around 9 minutes to go. John has done a stellar job the opening part of this race up to this point. However, certainly can't afford any mistakes. If he gets a snaggy stop or anything like that, that could be detrimental to this race victory. And we're about to find out because he's in the lane, slows the car down as far as 38k an hour, so proper safe on the entry. Didn't have to do anything too special. He's got to hit his marks here, boys.
Yeah, look, we know John will be well aware of his gaps to the next position and won't be taking any chances, guys, will he?
No, I feel like if he knows that he's got 5 or 6 seconds up his sleeve, then he'll be taking an extra 2 seconds in the stop to make sure he doesn't have to do a stop-go, you know, something like that.
Shuts it down straight away. Beautiful. What is the counter going to tell us? Does he get a unicorn? He gets a 5. No
Just
problems there. Stu Aerosmith
Stu
around the final
straight.
corner. John McDonald out on the gas.
Very nicely done.
Fotado still with John Carter in tow. Melling ahead of Damien Jones now. Missed something there. Melling gets the spot back.
So these
Still
guys,
been going at it.
haven't they? They're pretty well the whole race. There, guys. Who's that in the pits as well? Just in the background
And that's
there.
Vic Chan
Vic
coming to
Chan.
repair that damage. Championship title at stake. He needs to bring this car home solid. He doesn't need a DNF because he's got a beat up car, so he'll fix that, come back out, bring this across to the finish. Like I said, all I think he had to do tonight was finish.
Carter just starting to eke into Fotado here, just ever so slightly, guys. I don't know if you're picking up on that as well, but as this race goes on, we've only got maybe a handful of laps left. And that Carter card compared to the Mercedes in front by Fotado, being steered by Fotado, starting to look just stronger and stronger every lap.
Yeah, the importance of that pass for Steve Melling too, boys, is if you look right behind Damien Jones, aka Jarkus, is Nev Shields, and he has got a good turn of speed on that car at the moment. Yeah, you're right, Rusty, not Stewie, it is John Carter. I feel like he has got certain strengths on this track that's keeping him in touch with Shane. Just trying to work out where they are. He certainly gets close at the back end of the lap.
Chan now off the jacks after a repair job there. As we wind down, Jones on Melling, ladies and gentlemen, is not going away as we wind down through the final corner here for these boys. Oh, big grab on the
close
steering
to the
there
wall
for Jarkus there, J-Man. But yeah, winding down, race 2, round 8, the finale for Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions.
The finale for Davo's voice as well, by the sounds of it, mate.
Maybe a little bit.
And hey, look, the significance too that Lucas started trying to make. Sorry.
Melling, big tap on the wall there. He's done that a couple of times. I don't know if he's going to get away with it this time. Sharks looks very good. Oh, he's going to hang on.
He's got it covered. He's got it covered into the bus stop.
Oh, playing with fire there.
Ever so slight of glances on the wall there. You're right there, Rusty, as we just pick it up on the replay.
So that's the trouble spot for Melling. We saw him get passed by Damien Jones just before the pit stops there earlier. He's got around 5 minutes. Going to give him the better part of about 4 laps to try and hold on here to maintain that top 5 spot. And that top 5 spot in the current positions, I think even on the countback, might likely see Steve Melling finish 5th in the championship. That's what he's fighting for tonight with Nev Shields. And Nev Shields currently P7, just in the back of shot there.
Yeah, can't credit Melling enough. Seasoned campaigner, tremendous Pro-Am performer, regular, top of class race finisher in the Pro-Am class. So, and an all-class bloke as well. So, yeah, no, really solid effort from Steve-O in this championship.
Yeah, and race you know, in the sim scene a long time with Damien Jones. Jack's been around a long time, hasn't he, Davo, with yourself and I?
Yes.
And yeah, no stranger to Steve-O, and an accomplished steerer too. Many times I've gone to battle with this guy throughout the years, and man, when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, part of the old school group though, J-Man. Look at these guys. Consummate
Carter Fordo.
mid-packers these days, but back in the day, super fast. Yes, Carter on Fordo.
Super close now.
Definitely got his work cut out for him now. Right in the closing stages here, we got, what, 3.5 minutes to go.
Yep.
What's that, 2 or 3 laps?
Yeah, just looking at John Boy, he is
and we got Jacques
down on the boot, heading down to the heel.
Jacques Melling, and we had also Lucas and Shields, I think, as well, but Shields out.
Carter again, looking hungry.
He's going to have a big sniff here, I think. He's swooping around all over his mirrors.
Wasn't he what there?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of flash of the lights too, boys. He's certainly letting Fordo know that, mate, I'm here to play.
It's bodes well for the GT3 season coming up. Asrnz and Carter specifically, like, just feel like they've taken that next step into regular kind of podium battler. Yep. So it's, yeah, really looking forward to seeing how this progresses into the GT3 comp.
Shane's car really good through the final 2 turns. That Mercedes is so
super close to the wall there, guys, from both.
Yep.
Turner losing a position to Rivers.
Yeah, I see that.
Maserati looks pretty good here. Just got to keep him in the draft.
Look at the run from the Mazda. Oh, so close to the wall. The punch up the straight from front of those Mercedes once again. Proving dominant.
Yeah, he's just got to stay close down that straight. Stay close to the Mercedes. Try and get as much drag as he can.
He can stay so tight down through the outer loop there.
Exactly, because this is where he's going to get him. If he's going to get him, it's going to be in this sector.
Yep.
So just got to stay close down the straight and give yourself this chance. Here it comes. Around the outside's going to be tough. Fordo keeps in it. Over, under, not possible on this turn. It's too big. Too much time to see it coming.
Oh, I tell you what, he's working him over proper, though. It's bloody awesome to watch.
Felt like he might have, or would have been tempting to have a look up there, but probably wise not to. Really pushing for a mistake here, doing his best. Fordo's a really good defender. I'm not going to say it doesn't bother. It wouldn't bother him. This would bother anyone, but he's pretty good at keeping it together. It's the last lap now, guys.
Okay, so he's only got one more to have a crack, and he sends it right out wide, second to last corner. He's looking for the run because he knows how strong Shane is through this section of the track.
So close to the wall again, guys. No contact. Oh, unbelievable. Very close. Jacques Melling.
Little gizzing.
Yeah, a little bit of gizzing from
doing
Carter.
The same thing.
Get a tuck up underneath the wing. I think his best chance is to get a run out of the bus stop chicane here, Rusty, Davo, and just try and pressure him down through the outer loop, and then maybe into the first left-hander heading down in the boot. He's not close enough at the moment.
No, the gizzing cost him there. It cost him momentum.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Melling, Jones. Carter.
Jones showing the lights.
Through the chicane, Melling, committed.
Oh, super committed. Head down through the outer loop.
Carter again.
That's the place. That was the place.
That was probably the best
next one. It's the next one. Look at the run he's got here.
Oh, he's going to fake to the inside. Has he got an overlap? No, he hasn't.
If he pushes Potato to the inside here, what's this?
Potato goes deep and shallow.
It'll compromise his run.
He's running out of corners. He's going to have to send it.
McDonald out of the final turn, boys, to take a double victory here tonight in the final round. Came here to win and does it properly.
Oh, a little grass there from Carter.
So nice work from McDonald.
And Stu Arrowsmith brings it home in second.
Fotado
hanging on.
Carter. What's this?
That's going to have the run here.
This is tight. It's so tight. Well done. Great battle from those two. Melling and
Jarks through the same corner. Look at how close these guys are.
Sparks off the wall for Damien Jones.
Oh, and a flash of the headlights from Jones on Melling there.
Yeah, Nev Shields out of P7, does a great job. Lucas Saar, he's going to round out the 8. Scotty Rivers with a top drive tonight too, race 2. He's going to bring this thing home at 9 to defend that over
Phil Turner.
A great battle with Phil Turner.
So Rivers, Turner.
Yeah, rounds out the 10. Then got Kenny Simpson coming in around the final turn on 11th. And then Aaron Enright after that stop-go 30, what could have been. He was right up in the thick of it at the start of this race in the 96 car. And then after that, we have got the 333 already completed. And that is Vic Chan after a bit of a repair build. And what I had too, he tidied that car up well and truly properly and managed to go out and bank the fastest lap of the race on a 44.9 just to
top it off.
Yeah, just to say, boys, mate, I was fast. I just didn't have the formula for the race tonight.
Yeah, no, nice work.
Great stuff, all. We won't muck around too much, boys. We will grab, aka Shane Fotado, down here and have a chat because he did have the demo, the defensive mission going on for the best part of the back end of that race. Shane, what a great race, mate.
Hey guys, far out. Ugh, that was tough.
So what was harder, mate? Was it harder to defend off John Carter at the back end, or was it harder to realise that with about 5 seconds to go, you realise you're racing in the dark?
And probably the hardest thing about tonight was looking at a 24-inch screen that's too far away from me. My TV packed up just before quali.
Rusty called it. You adapted really, really quickly to that 24-inch screen. Would have been like looking at a tablet or your phone for racing, mate. So
that was tough.
Come up to speed nicely, and look, you needed to have that drive at the back end. Obviously, we were talking about the likes of Stewie Arrowsmith, trying to maintain what he had over John Carter. But to be honest, after race 1 in the interview, mate, he had his eyes on you for the overall for P2 in the championship. So he was really battling to try and get some margin in between you and himself and you, mate. So well done on that one tonight. We'll be interested to see post-race how these results shake out, but a great podium at the back end, Shano.
Yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, I did a quick calculation as well, and I realised that, Stu was quite close, so I think I needed to finish. I think it was 8 points. 8 points in it between me and him. So, it wasn't a good start to the night, but battled my way to a podium there.
Oh, mate, that's epic. It's a pretty amazing effort. I know the slightest little difference in your rig or your setup and what you normally do can make a huge difference on track, and it can take a long time to get comfortable. So if you've managed to, under that duress, 10 minutes before qualifying starts, your TV packs it in. If you're managed to hang on to P2 in the championship after that performance, get yourself on the podium in race 2, mate, it will be 100%
fine effort.
earned.
Fine effort.
So,
it's
amazing effort.
It's something we're starting to come to expect from you, Shana. We've seen you turn up different places around the traps of recent time, and you have to start from pits or work your way through, mate. And you're starting to get that reputation to fire in these really gritty drives, mate, and work your way forward. So seen some impressive stuff out of you lately, and that tonight was another one of those great drives. So well done, mate.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
All right, mate. Enjoy. Be looking forward to seeing you in the near future, mate, and well done on a great season.
I'll be sticking around, and thanks for everything you guys do too. Great great watching it back. I really enjoy it, and congrats to Vic for the championship.
Good on
Yeah,
you,
mate. Well done.
You-
Well done. All
Yes.
right, so that is Shane out of P3. Next cab off the rank is a guy that well and truly earned his stars tonight and goes P2. Stewie, you got us on comms?
Evening, guys.
Mate, phenomenal drive again. Went for the early stop in that one. I love your attitude tonight, mate. I love the fact that you're looking further up the road. When I was talking about you defending third position from John Carter and you just had your eyes up the road on Shane Fodderdo, I think you may have just been potentially, we'll know post-race what the results look like, but maybe just a step, maybe too short, but nonetheless a valiant effort and certainly comfortable for a P3 outright in the championship, possibly a P2 once the maths are done.
Yeah, cheers, guys, and thanks, Shane, for making it so close. Pity with Carter had a couple of a bad round. Congrats to Vic and JB tonight.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But hey, look, really, really cool drive that one, mate. It was kind of all done with the strategy and the clean air, and certainly, came out with a good margin in the end. I think it was going to be tight with Vic, but you did the business tonight, mate. Did everything you could, and a great series, Stewie. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and thanks, Matchfit, for hosting it and doing a stellar job as always.
Good on
You're
you,
welcome, mate. Yep.
Great drive.
Cheers.
Well done, Stewie. Cheers, mate. All right, and not last but not least, turned up in winning fashion tonight and does the double as JB, mate. Didn't get the most airtime in that last one because you were just checked out, mate. You kind of did a bit of a Vic Stappen on us, but out there back to your winning ways, JB. Haven't lost anything.
Thanks. Yeah, it was one of those ones when everything just works for you. It seems easy, and you can just keep hitting your lap times, and the car just does everything you want it to do. Quite interesting because I don't normally drive a mid-engine car. I prefer the things like the Merc, But yeah, that car was really, really good. Good fun in the dark, but tricky with some of those braking markers. But you certainly take them when they're on offer, because when someone like Vic's turning up in a Maserati, you're going to be in for one. So yeah, congrats to Vic. He's well deserves his championship and all of his accolades that come along with it. He's super quick and super consistent too. So yeah, well done to him, and be interesting to see how the points shake out between those other boys. I heard them talking; it was pretty tight. So yeah, really enjoy racing different cars each round. It's awesome.
Yeah, well said, mate. Well said, mate. And also appreciate the headline you gave us. John McDonald will be racing a mid-engine car in the upcoming GT3 season, so that's good to know. We'll send that off to the media room immediately and get them working on that. So
yeah, it's the inside scoop, isn't it? Really?
There you go, right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be contending this GT3 one this season, so yeah, I'll probably be missing quite a few rounds anyway. So yeah, congrats to the guys that stick it out. I know it's pretty hard slog doing it, and when it comes down to the end and things are tight, there's certainly a lot of pressure and nerves and all sorts of things. But yeah, the guys certainly deserve it, and it's always a great championship here at Asrnz. Love it. Yeah,
Brilliant.
good, clean, hard racing.
Well
yeah.
Well said, JB. Well, congrats, mate, on the double tonight there. You certainly made it look pretty easy in the end. I think great both clutch moves tonight off the starting grid, starting from the left-hand side of the grid, and really just charged your hand at making that outside work, and you certainly did it in race 2, mate, so well done.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks again to Matchfit Entertainment. Loving all the driver briefs. Makes me laugh all the time, Rusty. It's fantastic.
Hey,
So,
this
yeah.
is serious business, JB. What are you talking about? Good on you,
right.
mate. Great drive
Awesome,
tonight.
JB, mate. Go and crack a cold one, mate. You did incredibly well tonight, and talk to you again soon, buddy.
Roger that. Cheers, boys.
All right. Now, last but not least, I do want to bring down our newly crowned ROC champion, Vic Chan. You got us on comms?
Hey, boys.
Mate, congratulations on such a stellar season. Highs and lows, mate. We won't dwell too much on the lows because you had a challenging race too tonight. But, from the start of the season up to this point, mate, you know, amongst some good battles, some fresh air and not a lot of air time at some point in the middle. But take us back to the start of the series, battling with Steve Rees to the challenges you had to face tonight, mate. All in all, you enjoyed the series?
Yeah, it was bloody great. It would have been good if Steve Rees could have made it, but yeah, it was bloody good battles with Stu, with everyone really. But that last race there was a shocker. So yeah, and as good as your last race.
You did the Don Bradman there, didn't you? Like you got out for a duck in your last innings on that one. You would have had the 100 average otherwise, but no, sensational.
I totally struggled there with the brake markers on this track because the first race was shadows at certain corners, and then the second race was just too dark, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
As soon as I had a run with JB, to that bus stop, that you can't even see the.
Can't see the gazebo thing on the left.
Like what it says. I was looking for the 400, and they're all just white.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we were wondering about that. Yeah, during the commentary, weren't we, Jamie?
Yeah, well, Rusty had picked up that at that phase, we saw that phase of the race again. Up to that point, you'd really pulled the gap back to JB, and you actually at that point had a really, really good run up to the bus stop, Vic, and then kind of had to get out of it. The car got unsettled, and then all of a sudden you had this massive pressure from Stu Arrowsmith behind you on the exit, and that kind of gave John Boyd that 1.8 seconds to get away. And then obviously we saw the incident heading down into the boot, where it just looked like almost you got a little bit too close to the curb on the entry there, and the car did a half rotation. Thought you did a good job of keeping it off the wall initially. A little bit of a rub on the way out.
Still the car. I just had no confidence in the dark because I always end up braking too early. So if I hit the curb, the car just spun as soon as I hit it. So yeah, that was obviously right. But yeah, it was still good fun.
Oh, nonetheless, mate, an absolute fantastic season. To go out there and take that title. I think you are the newly crowned, and I think to be honest, I think you're the only other guy to grab that title other than myself, mate. So you're in coveted company with an old broadcaster on the engraving list there. So well done.
Yeah, good stuff.
And looking forward
Couldn't wait to give himself a plug, could he, Vic?
Oh, no,
it's your victory as his, Jamie.
I've waited 8 weeks for that, so yeah.
Well done, you did have to hand the baton on, obviously.
Yeah, the trophy's all yours, mate, and well earned. I dare say I would have been nowhere in the running with the level of competition that was out there tonight. So, and throughout the series. So looking forward to, obviously we get the luxury of calling you at multiple places, Vic, so no doubt we'll talk again soon. However, congrats on the series, and I'm sure my fellow commentators agree with me. What an outstanding one it was.
Absolutely.
Cheers, guys. Shout out to JB too. He slaughtered us in that Audi. That Audi was just a winning car for this season.
It was the GOAT, wasn't it? Everywhere it went, it was tough to beat.
Yep.
So quick. But yeah, it was good. JB, he did a stellar job. Couldn't do nothing.
100%.
Yeah, he really did.
Awesome, Vic. Appreciate you, mate. Enjoy that one. Talk again soon, buddy. All right, so that was Vic Chan, our series.
Sorry, Jamie. I just want to touch on, interesting that he mentioned the confidence issue in the rear, because we spoke about that in race one. This track, you really don't want to find yourself not having the confidence to put the foot down, because it's so critical here, right? You're flat so much. So it was just interesting that, that was the issue in race two. So, but yeah, you're right. An absolute champion, week after week after week. He's the man to beat, isn't he, around these here parts? So proving once again just what a class act. A performer he is. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, gentlemen, I guess that's another series wrapped, eh? They just fly by just like that. Obviously, we've got plenty going forward, but for the now, what an absolute privilege to sit up here with you two blokes every Thursday night. Rusty, big shout out to you, mate. You've been just an absolute breath of fresh air with your the cues that you bring in, the character and charisma that you bring to this box is undoubtedly a welcome addition, and we just love the fact that you're in and a part of the family, and looking forward to our next broadcast together, mate.
Oh shucks, look, you're making me blush. Or is it the whiskey? I'm not sure. But thank you. They're very, very kind words. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's easy when the league's this good. When the racing's this good, it's an easy place to be.
It is.
And to our cameraman and our race director, the guy that basically navigates us, which is Davo, mate. We appreciate all the work that you put in. There's some people behind the scenes also. I think Nick Firth is an incredible artist, and you know, all the people that make it happen. But yeah, appreciate you, Davo. Love the fact that you keep asking me back. I don't know why, but anyway, we do appreciate it.
Race Command for the servers. Thank you very much for Race Command as well. Did a great job. Just lost his mic there, did we?
Oh, mate, his mic probably fell off. He fell off the perch.
Too shy.
Yeah.
No. We must thank Race Command for sure for keeping the whole show running so smoothly, guys. Without Race Command, Asrnz servers wouldn't run as smoothly as they do. And thank you, guys. And we've been just propping each other here for the last couple of minutes. But yeah. That's what we do. Look, we've got plenty going on. ASR's got plenty going on. So we're only just going to duck away for a week or so from Asrnz. But we still have the Master Series going on. Kalami, July 12th. Old school cars.
70s miracle machines out there in Kialami.
Cool
60s
stuff.
and 70s. So BMWs with turbos. What else have we got? Alfa Romeo.
We've got the Alfa.
Little ball of fun, that thing, isn't it?
Yes. Escort.
Yeah, we're going to bust out the RX3 again, boys.
The RX3. We've got an Escort in the field as well, a Datsun.
We do.
So
and,
good times.
And a couple of Datsuns. So, look, don't miss out on that. Kalami, July 12th.
We got an intimate mic. I think what he was going to say is
coming on October. In October-ish, I think it is season 2 GT3 series. Asrnz send off as well, coming up soon before the end of the year. And obviously, look, Match Pit Entertainment broadcasting to multiple other communities. Rainlight Racing GT3s. We've got ESO Enduros coming up soon. And we've got hardcore week to week at the moment with the TA2 series. That is Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on the ROC, the Race of Champions 2024 Asrnz. Thanks, guys, for joining me here once again. And hit the like and subscribe button, guys.